Suzhou's riches even traveled as far as Rome and Persia. Today, the products of the region are still transported along these same waterways. In fact, jumping. So every day, fishermen bring their catch from Lake Taihu to local collecting stations. The melodious call of the fish collector sings out the name, the weight, and the price of the catch. The Yangtze Delta is the rice bowl of China, and rice is honored and revered as a symbol of the farmer's hard work. In the paddies, you can always hear light-hearted banter. It's the farmer's way of easing their back-breaking task. Seedlings are planted in straight rows, and lines of string are used as guides. The women of the region are known for their femininity. They are equally admired for their industriousness. Sometimes they carry water to irrigate hillside orchards, and with apparent ease, they balance the buckets without spilling. Suzhou's finest tea, Bi Luo Chun, Emerald Spring, is picked before the spring rains when only the first leaf has opened. For different grades of tea are determined by when they're picked. Roasting is done by hand, so that the drying process called sweating the tea can be regulated by touch. Implements are not used, as they may bruise the leaves. This family, like many others in China, have lived on this land for generations. Their house was started by the grandfather, completed by the father, and handed down to the eldest son. A meal on the farm is simple, yet it is prepared with care. Rice is served at every meal. Nothing is wasted. Even drippings from rice are saved to feed the pigs. Zongzi is made from sweet rice wrapped in water reeds. It's a festival food eaten on the 5th day of the 5th moon to commemorate a loyal minister of the 3rd century BC. He was falsely accused by corrupt officials and was banished from court. He threw himself in the river to prove his integrity. Since then, people have made zongzi as an offering on the anniversary of his death. The country kitchen is simple and efficient. The wok is sunken into the earthen stove so that the flame will engulf the entire cooking surface. Fuel is scarce, so leaves and straw are used to feed the fire. The traditional values of family unity, respect for the land and its bounty, are shared by the people of the countryside and people in the city. City dwellers have always maintained close ties with their ancestral land because the values of the country were regarded as a source of moral strength. The deep bond between city and country created a constant flow which continues today. Suzhou is a city crisscrossed with a double system of canals and streets. Almost every house opens onto a street in the front and a canal in the back. At one time, all services and vending were conducted on the canals. But today, the streets have been widened, and buses and bicycles outnumber boats. The main street is a favorite place to stroll and gather. It was once lined with food stalls and candy shops. Cai Zhizhai is the most famous sweet shop in town. Here you can treat yourself to candied flowers and fruits of 100 varieties. Every day, fresh confections are made to satisfy the Suzhou fondness for nibbling. As part of its literary and cultural tradition, Suzhou was known for its many book and art shops, and people come here to browse. Connoisseurs like to collect miniature rocks, appreciated for their fantastic shapes. The rocks symbolize mountains and the forces of nature. Those with a metallic ring are particularly valued. words. The gardens of Suzhou are no longer the exclusive domain of the privileged few. After decades of neglect and the devastation of wars, they have been restored as public parks, visited by thousands of Chinese from all over the country. Every morning, Suzhou residents meet for tea drinking and indulge in their passion for conversation. The dialect of Suzhou is soft and liquid. There's an old saying, it's better to hear Suzhounese quarrel than Cantonese talk love. People delight in verbal sparring done with wit and humor. These 7 elderly gentlemen have been meeting for tea drinking every day for 40 years. Through the upheavals of foreign invasion, civil war, and the Cultural Revolution, they managed to maintain the one thread of continuity in their fellowship over a sip of tea. Suzhou is more than a place. It is a state of mind, a way of life.